Good morning, happy Sunday. It is the sun's day. The sun is shining and I am here to bring good energy and a check-in of my week 9 of the Artist's Way. I'm just taking a moment. This is crazy smoky. Just taking a moment to cleanse myself and cleanse my energy and send amazing energy through the screen as well. I feel so great today, and after a week of being sick, I'm very, very thankful for that. So without further ado, let's speak about week 9 of the Artist's Way. So, okay, week 9 was called Recovering a Sense of Compassion. This is low-key in the way. Julia says, this week finds us facing the internal blocks of creativity. It may be tempting to abandon ship at this point. Don't. We will explore and acknowledge the emotional difficulties that beset us in the past as we made creative efforts. We will undertake healing the shame of past failures. We will gain in compassion as we reparent the frightened artist child who yearns for creative accomplishment. We'll learn tools and dismantle emotional blocks and support renewed risk. So we spoke about fear, and we spoke about enthusiasm, and we spoke about creative U-turns. So fear, Julia says, I'm still healing from this flu. Julia says that fear is rooted in childhood reality. Most blocked artists try to become artists against either their parents' good wishes or their parents' good judgment. She says that blocked artists are not lazy, they are blocked. She also said that do not call procrastination laziness, call it fear. I am definitely somebody that procrastinates things a lot and continue to, and it was something I actually worked through this week in one of the tasks, which was interesting. One of them being playing piano. I have a piano in my bedroom, and I told myself when I bought it that I was going to learn it, and I actually did take some lessons, and then somewhere along the way, most weeks I'll tell myself, okay, I'm gonna get on the piano today, and then I don't know why, and I think it's the fear of beginning something for the first time, and I don't know, maybe it's gonna hurt my ego because I'm not gonna be good at it straight away. So that was interesting. Actually, it says it here. She says that finding it hard to begin a project does not mean that you will not be able to do it. It means you'll need help from your higher power, from supportive friends, and from yourself. But first of all, you must give yourself permission to begin small and go in baby steps. Nobody that's great at anything got it easy. It's all with practice and determination and will. So I love that section on fear. The section on enthusiasm, she says, over any extended period of time, being an artist requires enthusiasm over discipline. Enthusiasm is not an emotional state, it's a spiritual commitment, a loving surrender to our creative process, a loving recognition of all the creativity around us. Enthusiasm is an ongoing energy supply tapped into the flow of life itself. It's grounded in play, not work. So she spoke about how we have to remember that art is a process, and it's supposed to be fun. Always supposed to be fun. That's why we fell in love with the things that we fell in love with, because we had fun doing them as children or as adults. Then the section on creative U-turns. So this is speaking about the blocks that we get and how we can sometimes let them take over. So she says that we're more comfortable being a victim of an artist block than risking having to consistently be productive and healthy. It kind of leads back into the fear thing. So it's not so much procrastination, but the fear that you feel that you might just not be good at it straight away, because obviously you're not going to be, because you have to practice. She says that we greet our newly minted product or our delightful process with, what does it matter anyhow? It's just a start. Everybody else is so much further ahead. That mindset is so damaging. I guess I've spoken about this before, but where I've started pole classes, this is something I'm finding a lot because obviously I'm not good at it straight away. It's a very, very hard skill to have. And yeah, I definitely found myself in the second class thinking, is there any point? Like, am I ever really going to get good at this? But obviously my teacher has been training for 5 years, and I asked her actually at the end, I said, how long did it take you to get to a point where you could feel comfortable and confident in this? And she said after 6 months she felt a lot more confident, like, in the practice of it. But yeah, she has been doing it for 5 years, and I was like, oh damn, yeah, this is not like a quick skill to learn. So then Julia told us to write some of our own creative U-turns. So I think we should speak about some. I feel like I've not been very like open with sharing the things that I've been journaling. I love this little journal, so cute. So what did I write for my creative? I'm wondering if I actually wrote it down. When did I do my tasks? Oh, I've written it here. Okay, some of my creative U-turns I wrote when I quit dance. I quit dance because I started doing music, and I thought that in order to be the greatest musician that I need to be, I need to just focus on that, and I completely disregarded my love, first of all, and skill for dance. I danced my whole life. I was training every single week, and then I had my sights set on music, and I just acted like it didn't matter anymore. And actually, it's been really difficult to get back into because a lot of the skills I've lost. So yeah, that was something I recognised. Another one was not learning the piano and not practising that. Another one was doubting my talent. Hey, we all go through it. I go through it most weeks, to be honest. And the comparison that comes along with that, it's not healthy. I think the main creative U-turns I had was I didn't record music from April 2023 until September last year. So that's like a year and 4 or 5 months that I didn't record any music. I was just in a transition of having only worked with one producer for all of the songs that I had done, and I didn't really know how to. I didn't know. I was just scared to reach out to new producers because I didn't know how I would work with them and if they'd respond to me. And instead of just acting on it and doing something about it, I just did nothing. So I didn't make music for over a year, which, looking back, it wasn't, at the time, I didn't think, oh, I'm just going to take some time off, because I had a lot of songs kind of in the bank that I was planning to release. So it didn't really feel like I had slowed down as such, but I wasn't creating anything. I was maybe recording some covers at home, but for most of last year until September, like, I didn't really do that much, and that was a big creative U-turn for me, and it was a good thing that I acknowledged, because I'll never do that again. I'm never gonna leave it that long at this present time, whilst that's my main focus anyway, to not record music. So yeah, those were my creative U-turns. The tasks this week were really great. Julia set us a blasting through blocks task. So we had to write, we had to pick kind of like a project or something that's we're working on right now. So for me, I'm planning the release of a new song. And she said that we had to list any resentments that we had in connection with this project, the song. It doesn't matter how picky or petty it is. I wonder what I wrote for this, actually. I did this at the beginning of the week. Let's see, blasting through blocks. This is so funny. I wrote that I resent that we recorded it in such a high key, because it's actually a really hard song to sing for me. I recorded it over 2 years ago, and I think I still am figuring out how I like my music to sound and stuff, but if I recorded this song today, it would be like, yeah, it would be a very, very different song. It would be lower. So yeah. And then the second question was, ask your artist to list any and all fears about the projected piece of work and anyone connected to it. So I wrote that I'm afraid that this song won't get the love that it deserves. I wrote that I wish it would be, I don't want to say I wish, I want to say it will be the first song I have that will find itself on a Spotify playlist. Now, I know this is not the be all and end all. However, I have been doing music for 3 years and I've never had a big radio play, a Spotify playlist, really any. I've had recognition from some R&B pages, which is obviously amazing, but I wouldn't say anyone, like a big DJ in the industry, nobody has kind of recognized my music, and I do feel like this song will kind of get my name on the map a little bit more. So that's what I wrote for this. I just said I if there's anything I'm afraid of, I'm afraid that it will just get lost, but it won't, because we are planning the marketing behind it and it's going to be good, and I'm going to be posting on TikTok like a crazy woman to make sure that this song gets heard, because it's super special. Then Julia asked us to write about what would happen if we didn't release this piece of work. Yeah, if we don't, what do you stand to gain by not doing this or not releasing this? I said, if I don't release this piece of work, I won't have to spend time doing a whole release rollout, but I also won't get to where I want to be, because let me tell you, releasing music it's a whole thing. I find I have to take a really deep breath when I think about having to do rollout, be on my phone, be active, record the content, post the content, be your manager. And luckily I do have management now, but up until this time, be your own manager, hold yourself accountable, like, also while working, 7 days a week. It's a whole lot, but equally it's what I love to do and it's what I want to do. And if I don't do that, then what do you expect, babe? Come on, you need to release the music. So yeah, and then I just signed the deal, and it says, okay, Creative Force, you take care of my quality and I will take care of the quantity. I said, in order to work freely on a project, an artist must be at least functionally free of resentment, anger, and resistance, fear. So I really liked that task. The rest of the tasks were also really, really great. We had to do a visualization and we had to name our goal. I said, I am a Grammy Award winning artist. And we had to, in the present tense, write about what we're doing at the height of our powers. I don't know if I want to read this out loud, but I think I was just kind of saying where I was at and all the things I had achieved, as if I was that future self, the version of my future self. What did I write? Just a bit. I just said, I've achieved everything I ever dreamt of and more. I always knew I'd win a Grammy, even when it might have sounded crazy to others. I knew. I've worked with all of my favourite producers and written some of my favourite artists' songs. I'm a UK R&B pioneer and I'm very respected in the field. I own my own home. I spoke a little bit about like home life and family life. I said that I travel to new countries every year and meet the most beautiful humans. I just got an acting agent and booked my first job. And a true dream come true. My talent is limitless. I am limitless. I always knew I'd achieve everything I set out to, but I had no idea how good it would get. Nothing could have prepared me for it. God is so good. The universe has always been guiding me and I always listened. So I loved that task. I felt really in tune with myself when I did that. And then one of the last tasks was to write down your creative goals for 2025. I have written these down consistently throughout my journey of doing this and just journaling. I always just check in with myself just to keep everything in my mind's eye. Excuse me. But just so I can put it on YouTube, because I don't think I've said any of these things. These are just my creative goals. I have other goals too, but so I said I want to release singles consistently over summer, which I'm currently planning out. Consistently train in pole classes, which I still have been, and I'm loving it. Start working on my debut EP, probably at the top end of the year. No, that's not the right word. At the end of the year. Travel to LA and New York to create music. That is happening. Read, and read some more. Yes. Quit my job. Yes, I'm so excited to quit my job very soon. praise God. Exercise every day. This isn't even like creative goals, these are just more goals, but I want to get a publishing deal. I want to film a colours show. I want to book a festival. Let me rephrase that. I will get a publishing deal. I will book a festival and I will film a colours show. I will support one of my favourite artists on tour. I will learn how to produce and record myself, which I still am and do. I will move into my own home and I'll never stop creating, obviously. So those were my creative goals. But yeah, it's been a super good week. Last weekend was just not good for me. Like the last check-in, I was all over the place. I was very unhappy to be going to work. It actually ended up being an okay shift, but I still felt really rubbish. But I feel like I've now just got my energy back. I'm trying to think of things that have happened this week. I was thinking this morning, things that I wanted to just like check in with. I had a studio session yesterday with my friend Jacob, and I'm doing a song with him, which was really sick. I'm really excited for that to be released, and I feel like it will open some doors to future collaborations. I think collaboration is so cool, and it's really interesting to see another person's process of writing music and recording music too. What else has happened this week? I'm really trying to think. I did take some time off work, which was really nice. I had more time to myself. I've been feeling really grounded. I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed with trying to plan the release for my next song, just because I've got a feature on it, my friend Ben, and just trying to plan the rollout for it and shooting and everything. It's just like a lot when you also have to try and organise it with another person that has another job. I'm just blabbering on, but yeah, these are just things that like it's in the back of my mind that I know I need to sort out, but equally I'm super excited for that release. I've got a really exciting week coming up. I've got a pole class, I've got a studio session with a new producer that I think I spoke about this before, but this sweet girl called Portia, she was eating in the restaurant that I work in probably like maybe 2 months ago now. It was quite a while ago, and she stopped me in my tracks. It was like a really busy shift. I was just having such a nightmare. Excuse me. And she was like, "Are you Mantha?" And I was like, and it's still just like, I don't know. I'm so not used to people coming up to me and I don't know, I don't want to sound cringe, be like, recognise me, but I guess she did. Anyway, she said that she'd seen my Instagram and that she'd love to work. And anyway, long story short, we finally locked in a date, so I've got a session with her on Tuesday, which will be so nice. And then Wednesday I'm going to the Sound Sisters production club that I've been to like 3 times now, and it's a female community where we're just all learning to produce and record ourselves, and it's such a safe space, and I just love going there and meeting the girls, and I've made some really great friends from it. So I've got that. I've got my pole class. I'm going to take another dance class this week. I haven't taken a class in weeks because I've just been doing all these other things. I just booked a hot yoga course, which I'm so excited about, around the corner from my house. I've been doing some classes there, but I finally booked an actual course and I just love it. I feel amazing. I just remembered, whoa, what the fuck just happened? I need to slow down. When I watch these back, I actually speak too fast. I was going to say, I just remembered what I wanted to talk about, which was I've been fasting this week, or intermittent fasting. So I've been fasting for 16 hours and then I eat between 12 and 8 p.m. The reason I did this was, number one, to kind of hold myself accountable to what I was eating. Where I work in a restaurant, no shade, but that food is so bad for you. Like, it's just full of shit. It's delicious, but as most, delicious foods are, they are full of shit. So most shifts I would go and just eat a burger or whatever, just fried food, and it was making me feel so shit, and my stomach was so just not happy with me. So I decided that it would be a good idea if I just had a little bodily cleanse, clean out the parasites, and I was so bloated, and also just to stop myself from eating so much. Let me actually just sit in the sun, it's just so beautiful. stopped me eating so much there all the time. So I started eating between 12 and 8 o'clock, and I have never felt so energized and incredible, and the bloating is gone. I just feel amazing. And then when the windows that I do get to eat, I'm very conscious of what I'm eating and not restrictive. I've been still just eating like vegan chocolates here and there and like pastries and whatever, but I'm just trying to be more aware of what I am consuming and how it makes me feel. Fried food just does not agree with me. It's never made me feel good. So yeah, that's just like something I'm trying to avoid. Sorry, moving this again. So yeah, it's been really good, and I've been fasting up until 12, and I was somebody that when I was healing my acne last year, I was reading a lot about your cortisol levels, and I thought, well, this is what I followed at that time. I had to eat within an hour of waking up, which I did, and I stopped drinking coffee, and there's all these things, and it's very hard to know what is right for you. There's all these things, all these people talk on the internet. You should do this, you shouldn't do this, da, 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 da. It's so overwhelming, and you never know what is true and what isn't. But I think that it's about finding what works for you. I think this is really working for me. Not to say I'm doing it forever, but it's been really good right now, and I've not been drinking alcohol for 2 weeks. Not that I drink a lot anyway, but just again at work, it's very easy to just have a cocktail after work or a glass or shots sometimes here and there. I'm just really keeping strict that I don't want to do that because it doesn't make me feel good. So yeah, I actually feel amazing, and it's been really good after I was sick because I just felt like I needed to just cleanse myself a little bit. So yeah, I feel really good. I'm super happy. I've only got 3 months left in this flat. Can't believe it. I have no idea what's going to happen after, but as always, I am super, super grateful for this book, and I can't believe I've got 3 weeks left. Whoa. So that means I've been doing it 2.5 months. Is that right? Wow. So much has changed. So much has changed. Oh my God. Anyway, let's read week 10 really quick. Week 10 says it's talking about recovering a sense of self-protection. Julia says this week we will explore the perils that can ambush us on our creative path. Because creativity is a spiritual issue, many of the perils are spiritual perils. In the essays, tasks, and exercises of this week, we search out the toxic patterns we cling to that block our creative flow. Whoa, look at that. I need to go to work now. I've got a 10-hour shift, and I'm actually very excited. It's also Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Single mums, married mums, whatever you may be, the absolute most powerful beings on the planet. I just love women. Ugh, we're just the best. We are the best. And with that, I will leave you and see you in next week's check-in.